This, I feel, is really moving, and so I want to bring it to your attention.
All Americans need a Bible in their home, and I have many. It's my favorite book. I'm proud to endorse and encourage you to get this Bible. We must make America pray again.
Anybody.
The last time he was on his knees, he was looking to pick up a French fry. According to him, Trump once told him that pastors are, quote, unquote, all hustlers, and that after returning from a 2011 meeting with pastors who laid hands on him, he said, quote, "Can you believe that BS," unquote.
I was proudly the person responsible for the ending of something that all legal scholars, both sides, wanted and, in fact, demanded be ended. Roe v. Wade.
I'm not sure I understand. And you're bragging about this.
Yeah.
Always go by your heart, but we must win.
Yeah.
50 years I've had this right. And here you've snatched this right out of my hands. You've taken my right as a woman.
And Whoopi Goldberg recently revealed Trump's most recent financial scam, and boy, she did not hold back. Whereas Whoopi tore into Trump's $60 Bible swindle, the view table was on fire. What she said about his religious sincerity will astound you. Hold on to your communion wafers, though, because Whoopi Goldberg is going to deliver a sermon that will drive even the most devoted wearer of MAGA hats to doubt their religious beliefs. She's not just angry. Her critique of Trump's most recent money grab is positively biblical.
This, I feel, is really moving, and so I want to bring it to your attention. As millions of Americans observe Holy Week leading up to Easter Sunday,
Yes.
you know who decided to announce his latest business venture.
All Americans need a Bible in their home, and I have many. It's my favorite book. It's a lot of people's favorite book. I'm proud to be partnering with my very good friend, Lee Greenwood. Who doesn't love his song, God Bless the USA, in connection with promoting the God Bless the USA Bible.
And what then is boiling Whoopi's holy water? It's Trump's insolence to peddle $60 Bibles as though he were conducting a spiritual yard sale. Can you gauge this guy's level of nerve? By day, he calls pastors hustlers, and by night, he tries to outwork them with his own unique kind of supernatural inspiration. Whoopi is certain that everyone is aware that she is not buying it. The expression in her eyes says, "I'm about to drop some truth bombs, and you better be ready." And boy, does she deliver. She begins by highlighting how absurd it is for Trump to be selling Bibles. It would be akin to a fish instructor providing bicycle riding lessons or a vegetarian starting a restaurant. It's just not adding up. Whoopi isn't holding back when it comes to her laughing, which is enough to power a small city.
This morning, you know who released a video where he claimed he was going to give his stance on abortion rights in America.
Roe v. Wade. It must be remembered that the Democrats are the radical ones on this position because they support abortion up to and even beyond. I was proudly the person responsible for the ending of something that all legal scholars, both sides, wanted and, in fact, demanded be ended.
Quite a bit in, much more than you're aware, but nobody's doing that. I'm not sure I understand. And you're bragging about this.
Here's where things get juicy, though. The former right-hand man of President Trump, Michael Cohen, drops a surprise on Whoopi. Oh, the irony. Cohen is quoted by her as stating that Trump previously called pastors all hustlers. It has a thickness greater than the hairspray used to secure Trump's comb-over. But there's still more. According to Whoopi, Trump seemed to make fun of the religious custom of touching him. "Can you believe that BS?" she said in response to Trump. "Well, Donald, we're having a hard time believing your Bible-selling BS right now." Whoopi is not only hurling punches at him, she is hurling the entire damn book. Furthermore, she's probably not throwing him the Bible. Let's be honest. She's cutting through the hypocrisy with the accuracy of a biblical scholar high on sugar, using humor as a holy sword. With her eyebrows higher than Trump's ego, she turns to face the panel and requests their opinions. However, it's obvious from her tone that she's not genuinely requesting. She's preparing everyone for a group roast that would make Satan blush. You could cut through the hypocrisy with a communion wafer because it is so thick. This man, whose spiritual connection is as strong as an unplugged Christmas tree, is suddenly attempting to persuade us to believe what he says about God. Whoopi isn't buying into what seems to be a spiritual pyramid scam he's doing. Trump's acts, she argues, are more blasphemous than a swear word in a church. She's upset not simply because of the Bible sales, but also because of the complete lack of sincerity involved.
Yeah.
50 years I've had this right. And here you've snatched this right out of my hands. You've taken my right as a woman.
Please vote for me.
Yes.
And put me in the White House and keep me out of Leavenworth.
Yes.
Because that is his, people have to remember this. He has no interest in any of you because he doesn't have any principles.
Right,
He doesn't believe in anything. God knows what he's done in his past, by the way.
Whoopi is making sure that everyone recognizes that Trump's perceived religious awakening is nothing more than a hoax. You can almost hear the studio audience say amen as Whoopi finishes her scorching onslaught. She has exposed Trump's duplicity, transforming his plan to sell Bibles into a comic performance that would make even the most devout pastor chuckle. But first, let's take a detour into Joy Behar's comic corner before discussing Alice's holy anger. Bewildered Trump's Bible comes with fries after reading some of her sharp remarks. Joy doesn't hold back when she speaks her mind, and she's feeding us a ton of jokes about Trump. Have you heard the saying that the best medicine is laughter? Well, Joy is recommending a potent remedy to fix America's problems. Imagine this: Trump was incapable of spelling the word Bible correctly without using autocorrect is now marketing the excellent book. It's comparable to a fox creating a haven for chickens or a typhoon launching a company that fixes roofs. Like Trump's makeup, the irony is thicker. Joy was compelled to take a swing at this silly softball. With a playful twinkle in her eye, she grins at the camera and utters this pearl. The last time he was on his knees, he was looking to pick up a French fry. The crowd erupts in laughter, and Sunny Hostin answers, yeah, or burger. Can you picture Trump praying? He worships nothing but his own mirror. He most likely believes that he, his ego, and his financial account make up the Holy Trinity. Joy is not over, though. She has more information about Trump's religious deception than flower beds at Mar-a-Lago. She brings up Michael Cohen, the adversary of Trump, who was once his fixer. It seems that
Last time he was on his knees, he was looking to pick up a French fry. Michael Cohen, who went to jail for him because he was behind that whole thing with Stormy Daniels.
It's pandering. It comes on the heels of him deciding that he could get the black vote by producing golden sneakers.
It seems that Trump once referred to clergy as all hustlers. He really is speaking of the black pot calling the black. Trump, who once had the ability to sell sand to a camel, is now marketing Bibles as though they were Trump steaks. Joy continues with another juicy Cohen anecdote. Can you believe that BS? Trump allegedly exclaimed following a 2011 meeting with pastors. Well, Donald, we're having a hard time believing your BS right now. Like a religious version of whack-a-mole, Trump keeps coming up with new con games just when we think we've seen them all. He goes from grabbing women to grabbing Bibles in a matter of minutes. His unpredictability is the only thing that remains constant about him. But Joy's quips provide more than just amusement. They resemble little truth bombs encased in humor. She's making fun of the situation to highlight how absurd it all is. If truth is dipped in sugar, it's simpler to swallow. Isn't that right?
He only wants to stay out of prison now. He's like Netanyahu, has the same problem.
Yes, right? He's a morally bankrupt person, and I still don't understand the evangelicals getting behind him, people of faith getting behind him, women getting behind him. They want to be elected before he gets put in prison. Right? And so that's his main goal. That's his fundraising goal. That's everything.
And by the way, I believe that he's ran for president to make money.
And political humor is effective because of this. It reduces the complicated and frequently stressful realm of politics to something that we can all relate to: a good laugh. Joy isn't just making jokes, she's exposing everyone to the hypocrisy. To be honest, we would probably cry if we weren't laughing at these things. Selling Bibles by Trump is akin to Dracula starting a blood bank. It's so ridiculous that you might scream if you don't laugh. Joy then is telling us that the emperor has no clothes and most definitely no spiritual credibility, while Trump is busy trying to sell us on his holy roller act. His Bible thumping is being turned into a joke by her, and to be honest, that may be the best way to handle this unholy issue. However, Alyssa isn't the only one who is prepared to embrace Trump's plan to sell Bibles like a follower of Jesus at a temple. Sarah Haynes is going to take the stage, and she has some pointed things to say about this holy business.
Do you guys remember the unforgettable tweet about the taco bowls? Where it was Happy Cinco de Mayo, the best taco bowls are made in Trump Tower Grill. I love Hispanic. But you do not walk in the path of Jesus. He is not an example of what I'm taught in church.
I love what he says, my favorite book.
You can hold a Bible, you can quote 2 Corinthians, you can avoid the 10 Commandments because they do not apply to you.
And you may be asking yourself, what's Sarah got to say about Trump's sudden religious awakening? Well, she's not holding back. She is characterizing Trump's Bible feast as a blatant attempt to win votes that isn't much more sincere than a $3 bill. Sarah isn't only angry, she's also giving out some hot truth nuggets while wearing her fact-checking spectacles. She's making the point that Trump's apparent infatuation with the good book is even more funny than his suntan. This is the guy, after all, who presumably believes that the Last Supper was a failed restaurant business. Here's where things get juicy though. Sarah is going all out, drawing parallels between Trump's behavior and the real teachings of Jesus. It's like comparing a dumpster fire to a romantic supper, I tell you. She's quoting scripture at a rate faster than Trump can tweet, and the disparity between her and Trump's hair color is even more noticeable. Any natural hair color, actually. This one from Sarah is going to make you spit out your communion wine. She asserts, you can hold a Bible, you can quote Corinthians or quote the 10 Commandments, but you do not walk in the path of Jesus. Hurts. That will make a bigger impression than those mega caps did, but there's still more. Sarah is discussing more than just Bibles. She is exposing Trump's most pathetic moments. Do you recall the golden sneakers he attempted to sell in order to get the black vote? Or when on Cinco de Mayo, he tweeted about taco bowls. Sarah isn't letting us forget these embarrassing times since her memory is longer than Trump's tie.
Trump does rightfully acknowledge that abortion right now is a huge political loser for Republicans.
Yes.
And I want to say clearly, I want Donald Trump to lose in November, no question. And then Democrats would be able to say he supported a federal ban. Now he's punting responsibility to governors. So we're going to be talking a lot about Florida in this upcoming 6-week ban. They've showed they could separate the Republican politician from their position on abortion. So in Ohio, Kansas, and Kentucky, there have been ballot initiatives to support abortion rights, and they've supported it.
And it is as though Sarah is holding up a mirror to Trump's purported Christianity, and the reflection ain't pretty until she delivers this bombshell. You can either choose a strong man and the sword or walk in the path of Jesus. Can you see Trump turning the other cheek? Sarah doesn't mince words when she states, he is not an example of what I'm taught in church. I understand that the only thing he generates a profit on. Sarah has obviously had enough of this religious farce. She's denouncing Trump's act of selling Bibles as a deceitful attempt to win over voters who identify as religious. It appears as though he is attempting to use other people's money to buy his way into paradise. However, Sarah isn't buying it, and she's making sure that neither are we. Did you believe Sarah Haynes started the fire? You'll believe that you and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are in a blazing fire when Alyssa Farah Griffin turns up the heat.
I'm a Christian, and as soon as I heard that price tag, I think of the persecuted church, Christians around the world who risk their lives to have one page of the Bible, and he's using it to profit off of. Like, that tells you all you
Well, how
need to
come
about
they don't
the
see
man.
through this?
It's Holy Week, and so I cannot say what I would like to say.
This isn't simply one more panelist criticizing Trump's most recent plan. No, people, this is a sincere Christian denouncing what she considers to be a travesty of her religion. Alyssa isn't your usual talking head, though. You might be wondering, a Christian criticizing Trump. Isn't that like a fish criticizing water? She has the distinct viewpoint of someone who chose to leave the whale sooner than Jonah did, having witnessed the Mege circus firsthand. What then is heating Alyssa's holy water? It goes beyond the simple fact that Trump is marketing Bibles as Trump steaks or Trump University diplomas. It's the blatant hubris of a man who presumably views the 10 Commandments as little more than suggestions in an attempt to capitalize on the good book. Alyssa doesn't hold back when speaking. She's making the point that in contrast to Christians risking their lives for a single page of scripture in nations like China, Saudi Arabia, and Syria, Trump is here plastering his brand all over the Bible. It seems as though he is operating a spiritual version of a Ponzi scam, and Alyssa is not falling for it. When she says he's using it to profit off of, that tells you all you need. You can really feel the steam rising from her ears. I mean, can you picture Jesus setting up a merchandise station outside the temple? However, Alyssa's indignation extends beyond Trump's most recent attempt to enrich himself. Get your limited edition Sermon on the Mount t-shirts here. The larger issue is that religion is being perverted and commercialized more quickly than you can say prosperity gospel.
People need to remember this when they go to the ballot boxes, because I'm comfortably in New York and comfortably past that. But I mean, my point here is there are states where women are going to need this help.
Flooded with women. What?
I mean, when they relocate
Yes,
to get the help
yes.
they need.
If they can even get out of their state, because these women don't even have money to leave Texas or whatever to come to New
Keep
York.
in mind, if you find yourself in a position where you have to, I want to make sure, and I'm way past having kids.
And he's reminding us that true faith isn't about gilded Bibles or photo ops holding them upside down. It's about, actually following the teachings inside. And here's the kicker. Alyssa's voice adds a whole new dimension to the panel. It's like The View suddenly got an injection of holy righteousness. You've got Whoopi bringing the wisdom, Joy cracking the jokes, and now Alice is here to remind us all that not every Christian is fallen for Trump's act. It's a masterclass in how diverse voices can shake up the conversation. One minute you're nodding along with the liberal talking points, and the next you're getting an insider's view of Christian outrage. It's like political whiplash, but in a good way. So while Trump's over there trying to convince us he's suddenly found religion, Alice is here to remind us that actions speak louder than words, or in this case, overpriced Bibles. She's calling out the hypocrisy faster than Peter denied Jesus, and she's not about to let up. Now, you might be thinking, what's fascism about to do with Trump's holy hustle? The ladies of The View are seeing red flags bigger than Trump's ego, and they're not afraid to wave them. Joy Behar, our resident queen of quips, delivers this truth bomb. Well, let me tell you, it's got more connections than a televangelist Rolodex.
Don't mess with somebody's wife, because you're going to be mad if they're messing with yours. Just, common sense stuff.
Say, thou shalt not kill.
They believe that.
Yes, well, here's the thing. Cannot be used as the block, because we allow wars all the time.
Yes.
Conversation to be had here. So you can either thou shalt not kill for everybody.
Yes.
And everything.
And everything.
Well, hold the phone. Fascism will be waving a flag and holding a Bible when it comes to America. Is she implying that Trump's heavy Bible beating is only a front for something more sinister? She is, you can bet your MAGA hat. But there's still more. Joy is not merely a mouthpiece. Folks, she has visual assistance. Imagine Joy waving an American flag with one hand and a Bible with the other. It resembles a perverted version of patriotic Simon Says. Look familiar, she queries. All of a sudden, we're all getting flashbacks to the incident when Trump pepper-sprayed demonstrators in order to get a picture with a Bible. Ah, déjà vu. However, the group is concerned about more than just Trump. A larger, more terrifying image is emerging for them. It's as though they've put on those unique shades from They Live, and all the subliminal meanings are now obvious. They're alerting us to the fact that combining nationalism and religion is about as safe as combining tequila and texting your ex. You will regret it come morning, even though it can feel fantastic at the time. Never one to hold back, Sonny Hostin labels Trump's Bible selling as blasphemous. Ouch, that will have an impact on his impeccable spiritual record. This is where things start to become very fascinating, though, cue eye roll. These famous people on The View, they're not only having fun and being attractive, they are influencing the way we discuss politics. They act like the popular kids in the school cafeteria, and by third period, anything they say about Trump's most recent antics is the talk of the town. Consider it. How many times have you used quotes from The View to share on Facebook with your Aunt Martha or coworkers? These women are comparable to political influencers, although instead of advocating for skinny tea, they do so for democracy. And let's face it, we need voices like these to help us stay focused on what really matters in a world where people's attention spans are shorter than Donald Trump's fuse. They are simplifying difficult subjects such as faith and fascism so that we can all understand them. They seem to be serving up a political happy meal, replete with a righteous anger toy surprise. Therefore, The View is telling us to keep our eyes on the prize while Trump is over there attempting to profit quickly from the good book. They're yelling, "Hey, America, wake up and smell the fascism." It's a caustic wake-up call, but that's also kind of how we enjoy our morning news, isn't it? The View is more than just a discussion program in the end. It now functions as a kind of democracy's early warning system. And those warnings are sounding louder than Trump at a political event right now. Perhaps it is now that we should all start paying attention and take a cue from them. After all, we're going to need all the assistance we can get in identifying fascism if it is indeed coming to America while carrying a Bible and waving a flag.